Yeah, you may need to check yourself on that because so I happen to see just a few people. Um, I was uh, I was also in Imbara, and I met with most of you. I believe all of you who are doing internship with us from that region. And it so happened that none of you had, apart from Joseph, none of the others had watched his videos. So these videos basically um, they start from Git and GitHub over here. You can go through these because they inspired others, so many people to join us, but they begin from Git and GitHub. And this is the foundation for any computing person, whether you're in project management, whether you're in software development. If you believe that you'll be working with any funding organization whereby there will be incorporation of technology, there is going to be collaboration, whether you want it or not. So you need to understand Git and GitHub. You may not be very good computer wise, but then having an idea as a project manager, as it's a very good step for you, because when you have an idea, then you can easily work with the different teams. But when you don't have an idea, it's actually going to be very, very crazy for you. Very, very crazy for you. So I'm requesting you to rewatch these videos if you haven't, because this is for you. And some of you might be having final year projects you're looking up for, and you're looking at doing that amazing project at the end of the day, which project is not going to end which project is not going to end at your school. It's you looking at, this is going to be your venture, this is going to be your thing. you know so you need to think twice. I'm trying to share the link to the other uh, groups. Sometimes I love when others just basically come and join us, and they can choose to stay if they wish to, if technically things are getting a bit complicated. But um, I love it when when they join us and we able to all learn together. So yeah. So you need to watch this video. So after Git and GitHub, you have to watch the next video on how to set up different environments. Those were the first topics. If you to look into the agenda in your profile that was shared, you'll be able to see that you have to understand how to set up the working the environments where we work from. That is the directories, the different tools, working with Git. You've understood how to set up the GitHubs and all those different amazing environments. So I'm highly emphasizing it. So when you're filling up your logbooks, you're supposed to go technical. You don't do things on the surface and you're like, yeah, we did this, then we did this. No, please. We need to go deeper. We really need to go deeper. We're not supposed to stay on the surface. Because if you're on the surface, that means you've not basically understood anything as much. You need to go deeper. So that's it. So you have to go through these, prompting. We have that session which we covered on prompting. I can say 59 people basically viewed. I don't see any comments. And actually, all of you should comment within the comment section. That is another way I can verify that you've watched that. Merging conflicts, that's to do with Git and GitHub. Trello, this is to do with the management software for projects. AI tools and systems architecture, how to build simple applications basically using AI tools. This is super powerful for people who would love to create something. And then the web development, for the people doing web development, this is deeper into API integrations, which you covered, I think, like the previous week or something. So please, please go and you need to review those videos. So I'm away from that. Let's go straight to what we're supposed to be looking at. So as you know, we are using Jupyter Notebook. So I'll load the Jupyter Notebook right now so that we can kick off our session well and move forward. So if other people are able to join us, that would be great. If I see other people joining us, I love keeping this open, especially my session when I choose to. And then there are other sessions that I keep enclosed, which I don't get to share openly, and they're basically for the people that are qualified to be here. So for the people that are joining us, please keep your mic. I'll do this. There are
Can I
people
have
who just love to open up their mics and make noise for us, you know. So Madit, I see your hand was up. Do you have something to
yes.
say?
Yes, I just have a quick
Yes.
question regarding the logbook.
Yeah, go on, please.
So you just talked about how filling up the logbook, but I just came late. I joined late, so I don't know who is supposed to be filling the logbook. Is it the student or is it the instructor who is teaching? The one to fill up the logbook, and I'm
The,
also online right now. So how is the filling up of the logbook goes about? So I was not there
yeah,
during the introduction.
yeah, yeah. The person supposed to fill up the logbook is you, the student. For me, basically, I review what you've done and I sign. So you have to basically go back, like I mentioned. You need to, if you missed the first sessions, you need to come on this YouTube channel, which I've kept on sharing in the group. Come to this channel and then review from Git and GitHub. You can review these other sessions if you choose to, because they're all talking about almost the same thing. And then you come and review from here, go to the next. So basically, when you're reviewing, you practice what you're reviewing because everything is technical, it's hands-on. So you do it, you try to do it, you try to understand it. And then in the logbook, you write what you have understood. So you reviewing these videos will take you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So everything you do every day is what you note in the book, including following the sessions timetable. There is that PDF I've shared in the group which has the schedule. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, what happens? So that means on those days, you need to include those activities. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you include your learning from these recorded sessions and also your practice and collaboration with your friends to master what you're doing is what you put in those other days. We would have made it Monday to Saturday, but that would become a classroom. So since it's not a classroom, it's an industrial training, then you do Monday to Wednesday blended, where there is physical and online for those that can fall in the different days. And then other days you have to practice what you covered, and also you have to, to come back and show us some new things that you found out. So it's not more of the trainer knows everything. No, you can be like, yeah, in my search, in what I was doing, I discovered this. I think colleagues can love it, can learn it. So that's what you're supposed to do. You feel it now. You're supposed to fill it up to week 6. Last time we were saying up to week 5. So if you joined late, go back to week 1, watch the videos, fill from week 1 up to where we are. Hope that's clear.
Yeah, that's very clear. That's very clear. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Yeah, so previously I was trying to load the Jupyter notebook, which I believe you know how to do. You just do Jupyter. Now, Jupyter is a tool that is embedded within Anaconda, so you can do Anaconda if you want to, and then you load Jupyter. Already this session was from last week, how to load Jupyter Notebook. You should be able to do that. Okay, someone is asking me adding the data science session. Yeah. What you saw on screen previously. Oh, I've clicked that off. I've been adding videos this morning, and as you may see, some are scheduled so that they all don't just drop immediately. So I'm going to be adding the one for data science next. So I've added the AI tools and systems architecture, which was in the afternoon, then web development. So I was if I'm to do this so that you can see, um, I was adding, if I go down here so that you are able to see, I think I just imported, there are a bit many here, but I've just imported the AI in data science session. This is the session, so I was looking into it, and yeah, so this was the session. Because I have to analyze it in most cases first to be sure it's the one, and then I can merge it if it's broken. So yeah, so this is the one. Yeah, so I'll be uploading this one next. I've just imported it this morning. All the ones you see down have already been uploaded. Whatever we cover comes on top. So after uploading that, I'll be uploading AI tools again, and then I'll be uploading the venture economic session. Yeah, so those are the ones I'll be uploading, and I'll be checking if there is any that I have skipped. I don't think I've skipped any, but I keep on checking and then update to see if there is anything I've missed. So these are the all the videos. This is 13th July. Today is 13th July. These are the ones I imported today. Okay, I'll be doing that later. Okay, so this is loaded. Come to the browser. We have our home, and um, you go to your desktop. You look for the folder where you're doing your work from, and then you basically click on the work. So I think this could be the session one. So if there is anyone who does not understand what I just did to get here, please ask now so that the rest of the session is okay with you. If I hope everybody is able to get up to this point. If not, you let me know. So what am I looking at here? Oh, okay, this I think this was the first stuff that we did. Yeah, this
Yeah,
was basically like
that's
week
a different
one.
thing.
Yeah, it's a different thing. Yeah, it was more like week one before most of you joined. We're running through with all the guys physically who were present. So yeah, I don't mind it. But of course, it follows the same procedure, the same things like importing cargo hub, and then cargo set adapter and everything. It's basically the same, but of course it can be confusing for the first timer. So it's better we do session by session and change that. Yeah. Okay. And for you guys who haven't listened to my song, we are actually we are working towards the next hit song. They've just sent me the we are working on the thumbnail. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna be picking up from here. Uh yeah, we're gonna be picking up from here. Okay, and also we are having a poster which you're all supposed to share. You're supposed to share it out to the entire university where you're coming from. Um, so that poster you should let me. I'm going to display it. I expect you to be loading your Jupyter notebook right now so that we can move on together in the next 1 minute. Okay, 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 okay. Have you loaded? Is your Jupyter notebook loaded? Joseph, are you with us? Joseph, can I hear you?
Yes, I'm following.
Yeah, are you able to load your Jupyter notebook up to this level? Because I know you joined late. Where we are?
Right now I don't have a machine.
Oh, you have no machine. You may need to request Rachel to help you,
Uh,
because
I'll
at
get
least
it in the evening.
in the evening. Okay, you could ask Rachel to help you because she's updated with where we are at the moment. So, and is your friend. That's okay. Rachel, are we together?
Yes, we are.
All right, perfect. So I've shared the poster. So we we're gonna be having this session, and it's your responsibility to make sure that all students from your university join. They do register. It's part of internship. It's part of you learning how to coordinate activities. If you went to companies, then they will be pushing you hard, forcing you hard to do this and give a report. But I'm simply mentioning it to you that you should do it since we have more other things to do. But this is a must for you. And I'll be looking at how many students have joined from your university, from your classroom, you know. Okay. So I want to display this a little bit. The registration so far is good. So it's not so bad. Um, uh, but I just want to share this a little bit. Okay. Computer.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Oh, sorry to disturb you. Like Paul left, and
Mhm.
go down in any moment from now. So I'm so sorry for inconvenience.
It's okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All right. I wanted to just speak about this a little bit because it's very, very important. Last week I shared a Slack a Slack community which you are supposed to join. And you're supposed to ask this lady questions, and you're supposed to tell her about what you're building, your startup. Some of you did, even if she has not yet responded, but she will during the meeting. Um, she's an investor, she's a mentor, she's a philanthropist, and she's been speaking in the top universities around the world. Recently, she was in UK. She's been to all those different universities you admire, the Oxfords, the Michigans, you know, if you don't utilize a resource like this, then I don't know where you will get an opportunity to, because these people don't come easily. And it's not it's not so easy. If I didn't bring this person, I doubt there's any other person who would bring them. Of course, there are people who have skills like I do, but it's rare. My entire life of studying and coming into the industry, no one ever brought someone like her in front and is like, yeah, she's gonna answer your questions, you know. And also there was a South Sudanese person whom she wanted to even fund. The guy that mentioned previously, life was bad in South Sudan and all that, but the guy is working on something. She asked me later about him and she wanted to support him because she was touched by the story. So I request you all to scan the QR code, register, and also I request you to join the Slack community, engage her as much as possible. This is when things are gonna make create a lot of value for you, So I emphasize, anyway. So that's it. So you need to engage her because she's from the US and she'll be very, very helpful to you and in your career. Okay, so I'll stop that share and I hope you've all registered or take this seriously because the moment I'm away, then it's gonna be hard for you guys to find these kind of people. Yeah. So let's move on straight. When I go away, I'll go with these people. I'll go with my networks. Every time I travel around the world, I make friends and we become family, and my friends are able to offer free services like that. Okay, so now we are now gonna do what we're supposed to be doing. Okay, so last week I think we went through a lot of things here. So last week we looked at this predictive data set, which is predictive maintenance data set. For people that just joined us, you can simply come here and put cargo. So it's going to bring you straight to this data set on cargo platform. So this is the data set. This is the data set, the CSV file. You can find a lot of data from other people, their code bases and all that. They keep on pushing them here for people to engage. Now, personally, I don't always have time to push my code on these platforms because I don't think I'm looking for any job or collaboration. My plate is really full, so I don't have to push things on GitHub or anything, you know. Yeah, but you should, for you, because you're still early in your career, you need to. Okay, so hope you're able to trace this. So you just come to Kaggle. This is a collection of data. It's a place for data, whichever data you're thinking about. You love machine learning, you love AI, whatever. It's gonna be here, whatever. This field of study of data science and AI, it's deeper into mathematics. It's a mathematical kind of field. I will not go through this. I will not go through mathematics. But then, if any of you happens to do internship with us again, your second internship, if you have any second internship, then if I notice, I'm gonna take you deeper into the math and so that you can master everything. There are so many people out there that speak about AI, and those are the people that used to say they hate mathematics. They're basically playing around with tools on the surface. There is something that is deeper, and the moment you master what is deeper, when you hear people speak about AI, you basically shake your head and watch Netflix. You just do you find something else to do because they're just on the surface. But anyway, we imported Cargo Hub. This is the data store where data is. We imported Pandas as PD. I told you that Pandas is the Excel for data, basically for data analysis in these platforms. It does everything and more than that Excel does. Data manipulation. Then this helps you in communication with your computer. So this basically we're importing, we are downloading the latest version. So basically we are getting this data from this particular source over here, and all this data is being written on this path word. So this path word is just a variable. It can be A, it can be B, it can be C, whatever. So we are basically saying that in Cargo Hub, we want to download this particular data set. So that's what we're saying. Then that data downloads on your computer and it gets saved within the C drive users, and this might be having your name. That's where that data gets saved. And then after saving that data, we print the path. So we wanted to understand where is our data saved, because it might be saved and you want to view it yourself. So it's right here. So this is where the data is on my computer if I was to check for that data. And then we uploaded data from the desktop. So I remember at around this point, there was one of our colleagues who was challenged. This wasn't working for him. He failed to get this data from this particular source. So we said, okay, it's fine. You can basically have this within your computer. Okay, was facing a challenge with this. So you can delete this out. That's what we said. And we say, okay, you can simply start from right here. You download this data set, you come to download, and then you download the data set. You put it in your right folder where you want to put it, and then you simply come and upload that data using this simple command here. So path, and then you basically get to read that file from there. And then you print the path, and it will print for you the path of where that data is coming from. And after that, okay, so after that, this was basically checking whether data has been loaded successfully. That's fine. We printed a brief of that data, and these are the data heads that you see over here. So we said we want this data 10 to be 10. So it starts counting from the index of 0 up to 9, and that is 10. So when we set 10, that's what you get. Yeah, that's what you get. I'll do restart, and then I run all cells. Restart can run all cells, yeah. Okay, so I'll go back up. It's basically reloading because when I loaded it, I didn't reload it. Okay, it's there. So this is a command that helps you have deeper information about data. So you can now see how your data looks like. These are the header datas, all the columns, descriptors, and then it shows you the none, null, the count, and the data types that you have. You have the integer, object, float, and etc. Then from there, then we went deeper. From that, we wanted to describe data now. Describe function describes the data in detail. It describes it a little bit in detail. So it gives you deeper details about the data, and this can be any other data. We can still sample with any other data, and we do something different, and you get to see. And then after we did a data quality check, to check where there are any missing values, as you may see. And you can see that we don't have any missing values. This is just a title over here, which you're seeing here, missing values, and then print and check whether there is any that is null. There's someone who has joined us, and I think is in the category of people that like to keep the sound. So I'm gonna need to check who that person is. Okay, the person is muted. Okay, I was looking for them. Okay, so please stay muted. All right, so let me go back. Go back to this and we proceed. I keep on chatting with Alex here. And since you guys are part of this, I wanted to share with her this. And I didn't want to forget. Check this out. Okay, so she'll let me know. So this morning I sent her a bit of the stats. People have registered at 63 as we speak. So you guys should join this Slack platform. Many of you haven't. I can see Akankwasa, Abel. This is nice. You guys have joined. This is beautiful. You've joined. So conversation notifications only, yeah. So you can come to okay, you can decide to message her privately if you wish. You can send a direct message, or you can come to this channel, but it's better you just come to channel. You come general, that's general, you come to questions. So come to questions here, and then simply use that symbol, and her name pops up, and then you can ask her anything right from there. So I expect to see many questions from most of you that are online. Just when you go, just come to channel, look for questions, and then pose a question. Most of you join and you're like, yeah, I'm happy to join you and also eager to learn more. Yeah, that's really, really basic. I think you can see some people typed something long over here and she has checked it out. Let me see. Okay, these people joined. She checked it out. Any replies on this? Okay, she's yet to reply anyway. Okay, so someone is saying, can you share the link of Slack? I shared it sometime. I'm going to try to see whether I can find it. I can still copy it from there. There are people I keep sharing the link. Let me check. All right, I'm sharing it again. One more time in just a second. Sharing it again in a second so that you. Okay, it must have come. I've just shared it now. Must have come now. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I keep doing everything at the same time. This is how I multitask, especially when I notice something. I work on it immediately before I lose it. So, guys, join the Slack platform as we proceed with our engagement. Okay, so join it. I just keep on sharing it all the time because I know students. Okay, so I think I've shared it to the entire groups that I have. You guys have more groups in your university. Share with all students in your university, all of them. Just share with them, and also share with them the other invitation. Okay, so done with this. I'll simply close that. So unless I get a notification from her, I'll respond. So, okay, so we analyzed and there is nothing here. So we checked whether we have any duplicates. Are there any duplicate IDs? This would be dangerous, so we checked with that any duplicate. And the beauty here is that the code remains. The code is the same. If you're checking duplicates, the code is the same all the way through, whatever you're going to be working on, same. Okay, so we don't have any, and I think this is where we stop. This is where we stopped. Okay. This is where we stopped. Okay. Okay. All right, so I think now we can proceed. The Python code-based environment. We'll now proceed. And now, yeah, I think we. All right, so I think we're going to proceed now. Okay, we're gonna proceed now. All right, so so this is session 2, and what do we want to do in session 2? And this session is not going to last so long. By midday, it should be completed. Session 2, so here we're going to look into the arts. I can call it the arts of exploration. This is data exploration. So I can see the art of exploratory. That's you might have covered this if you're doing data analysis, EDA, exploratory data analysis. Okay, come on, it's fine. I'll restart this. Nice. Okay, I can see if I'm joining Slack. That's nice. Okay, nice. So we are now okay here. You know, previously this had it had another amazing toolbar here where you could have the headers. It used to be amazing. I don't know why that changed. You know, it now has only one thing. It's a bit boring. I need to find out more from these tabs, whether it is something hidden and I rediscover it. Okay. Okay, so it's anyway, that's fine. Right, so I'll increase my screen a little bit so that you're able to see well. So exploratory data analysis. So this is more into performing the visualizations on the data. You know, it's more of finding the patterns within the data, and that is what you do in exploratory data analysis. You explore, and some of the tools we use in this particular kind of work is the matplotlib, if you've heard about it. So that means we now have to import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Now, if you want to learn more about matplotlib, I'll load Anaconda and show you some of these where you can learn them from. Oh dear. Okay, it's fine. Matplot. It's called matplot. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, so when Anaconda loads, I'll be able to show you what I'm talking about. So we can import Seaborn. Now, Seaborn, I can show you here. Seaborn as SNS. So if you're stuck and you're working, like for example, Seaborn SNS. And you can simply okay, so you can see, you just simply put it here, Seaborn as SNS, and then you read about it. It's a standard Python statement used to import Seaborn. Now, what is Seaborn? A powerful statistical data visualization library on top of matplotlib. So that means when you're working with matplotlib, you're going to need the Seaborn, you know? So it uses the SNS, just like the PD for the pandas, as a playful reference to the fictional, whatever, they're saying fictional television character Samuel Norman Seaborn from Political Drama, no. So basically it uses SNS to simplify the Seaborn so that you don't have to repeat it as you're working and moving forward. And they can give you simple code bases of how you can work with it, you know. This is what we just did, the importation. Here they are doing application of the defaults, you know, the default theme. That's what they are doing. But I think for us, we are going to do something a little bit more than that, you know. Okay, so now we can move back here and we learn. So there, so you can try to run your code and see whether it's actually working the way you expect. That Anaconda is loading in my window, so you can simply ignore it. Okay, so what are we gonna do? Let me just click and get a new area here. Now, what if you want, let's say, you want the plots to show up inline. Now, this inline is common. It's very common when it comes to things of programming, but then you want your graphs to show up from this particular window where you're working from. You know, that's what I call the inline. So if you want to do that, you simply use the dollar. No, it's supposed to be the percentage sign. Use the percentage and you do matplot lib inline. Simple as that. So the moment you do that, everything is going to show up inline as you work forward. It's going to show up inline. I'll remove this word end so that I can use this section. I will delete it. So that every time I do this, I get a new area. Okay, so now you might want to set a unique style. Here they're using a default theme over here, as you may see. But now for you, you might want to set a unique style. Let's say, let me call it professional style. For industrial reports. Yeah, so you're gonna be seeing that. So you need a professional style for that. So we can do SNS. Now you can see what I told you before. The moment you import Seaborn as SNS, now you can use SNS dot. We say that it helps in visualization and works together with Matplotlib. Now, Seaborn SNS dot set theme. Just put underscore. There was a hand up. Please unmute and speak.
It is just the Seaborn that is not important. Well, for me, it says that the modern name Seaborn is there is no modern name Seaborn.
Okay, perfect. That's a good error that you've got. You can do the same trick that we did last week. You just stay on your session area. You come to the terminal where there is terminal here, and so that you perform an importation of that. So you can click, and your terminal is going to, it should load. Today my computer seems to be slow. So anyway, as it's loading, I think Anaconda loaded. Okay, in Anaconda, there is what we call learning section. You can come to the learning section and you learn about all these different things that I'm talking about. Matplotlib is here, Matplotlib, I call it Lloyd. You know, you read about every little thing in here, you practice it. So yeah, so you do that. So I'll close this so that I don't stay long onto it. So the terminal has loaded. Now, if you get that error, assuming I've got that error, was it to do with the Seaborn?
Yes, yes, yes. It says
It said
model
what?
name sequence. Model name sequence is not imported. Let me see again.
Not important.
Yeah, no model name sequence.
Okay. Okay.
No middle name sequence.
Okay. You just basically put that in the search. Of course, you have to do the pip install, but I'm showing you the easy ways of troubleshooting if in case you're not with me. And so I'll just do this to fit the error. And then, yeah, so it will show you a number of things here. You can click here and it is showing you pip install Seaborn. So you simply come here and you paste it there, or you type it, pip install Seaborn. When you click enter to download. Now for me, it says that requirement already satisfied because I already have it. And you can see here that for me, this is the version for matplotlib, and the version for Seaborn is also specified for me down here, as you can see.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it working? And the easy way to avoid these challenges is by installing Anaconda. The moment you have Anaconda on your
Yes,
computer,
I have installed Anaconda.
yeah, you just have to make sure that you load your Jupyter within Anaconda. You open Anaconda, then you go and you load it from there if you know how to. Then you won't have these issues. Okay, I'll now come back. So we reached here, everything is okay. All right, so we're moving on. You can allow me mention for online students of data science, this is going to be the only session you have every week because we have so many other sessions through the week. So you'll be having this session. Of course, it has other guys, physical guys. It simplifies my work that when I meet the physical guys, I'm reviewing their work and that. So it doesn't take a lot of my time. Then in the afternoon, we're supposed to have the AI tools session. We shall not have it because the mentors of the session qualified for the Bank of Uganda challenge. So they are going to the next phase competition. I was with them yesterday. Then Tuesday, we are going to have a physical session for mobile development and web. So guys, you need to come. Arnold will be there. Last week he bounced at 10 a.m. And then at 3 p.m., there will be an online session for the guys of online of web development. Joseph will be available online at 3 p.m. And then on Wednesday, we shall have a morning session physically with Joseph, web development. Then online, you won't be having a session at that time on Wednesday. And then we shall have a session at 2 p.m. on finance for 1 hour. And then we shall log into the session with Alex Snyder for that deeper engagement up to 5 p.m. That's Wednesday. So that's our schedule for the week. It's a little bit tight. Yesterday I came back so late to Kampala. I wasn't able to do the documents that I share every week. Okay, so that's it. If you're having supervisors, you just have to make sure they find you at the hub when they come. If they don't find you, please, it's not our issue. And that is other universities apart from Cavendish. Cavendish allows online internship, which is so beautiful. So yeah. Okay, so let's proceed. That was a commercial break with communication that I
So
keep
did you
giving.
say we don't have this afternoon session? That's what you said? Or
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Today afternoon
Okay.
we don't have the session. Yeah, because the boys have gone. Okay. Okay. I'm thinking, should I go deeper into this? It might be a little bit confusing for you. But okay, let me see. Because the data that we are using, most people don't know about machines, you know? Okay, let me just simplify it in this way. Let's create, after I'll change to a simpler data set, I think. Let's create a figure. Let's say you want to create a figure with two by side plots. And let's see how it's going to look like from that data. So I'll use PLT, that is plot. Figure, so you want to print a figure, just basically giving you a few tips on this. You specify the figure size. Maybe I needed 14, 5. Yeah, let me just do this. So, so I've gotten it, the sizes side by side. Let me look at data. Let me see if I can find some data that we can easily relate with. What do you think is a field that is much easier? Which kind of data do you feel will be easy for everyone to understand so that we look for it? Because this one is about machinery. It will be deeper into sensors and all that. It will be a little bit confusing to relate with. Because if you look at the data heads, it's talking about air temperature, process temperature, rotational speed, tool wear. That will be crazy for people to relate. So you guys can make a suggestion. Which kind of data? Should we look at data to do with health? Titanic is so easy. I think that is the basic. If I've not forgotten, it's the first data that was used in data science, in training. It's one of the data I learned from a long time ago, which had people that have died, those that resurrected. Okay, apart from Titanic, any other data? Yeah, Titanic is good, but it just sounds to be like a hobby, like, it's not something as serious anyway. Unless if that movie you loved it so much and it hurt you. Any other data you think about?
So we can use the data about rainfall. There's that data about rainfall.
Okay, yeah, rainfall too. Someone has, I think, mentioned. Let me see. Someone mentioned. I hit the chat anyway, so I'm suffering. Someone mentioned about health data. Yeah, health can be a very good area to look at because we all go through a lot of things. I'm thinking about health. Yeah, let me ask you a question. What is stroke in health? What does stroke mean? Like stroke, someone has stroke.
I think
Yeah.
when someone has stroke, maybe part of their body is paralyzed.
Okay.
Yeah, like part of their body is paralyzed and they cannot use it. Maybe their legs, they cannot move, just like that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. That's okay. Yeah. So I'm thinking of data around stroke, whereby Guys, you need to stay muted because you're killing our audio when you yourself speaking to other people and yet be on the call. You kill our audio. Yeah, I've muted them. Okay, so I need to reshare again. All right, so someone mentioned about that. So I was basically thinking of we could look at a data set which allows us to basically predict if a patient is likely to get a stroke based on parameters like, let's say, gender, age, various diseases, and maybe the smoking status. I feel like now this is much more reasonable and real life. It would drive us to something. But now we need to find this data. I'll simply do stroke prediction data set. Yeah, it might be there. Yeah, it's there. So you see with cargo, whatever you think about synthetic stroke, I'll click on this. I see someone has migraine. Okay, so I see we have this data over here. Okay, so I think we're gonna work with this. You can download this data for those that have to download it. Let me share in the chat. Yeah, so I've shared the link in the chat to that data source. Yeah, someone had shared heart failure analysis. That's also good. You know, like there's a lot of data, like how someone mentioned Titanic, but then it doesn't relate so much with us in real life. If you went and you did a presentation on that, then people will be looking at you like, you just copied and pasted this from somewhere, you know. So we need something that is deeper, and relates a lot with us, relates a lot with us. Yeah. So we're gonna use that data. We're gonna use that data. Okay, hope you guys are able to get it. So we're gonna be a little bit faster on this. Okay, nice. I was just responding to somebody. I'm very good at multitasking. I do a lot of things at the same time. Okay, so basically, I'm going to call this session 2. Where? Here. New file, new folder, new file. No, 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 no. Sorry, this is holding me. Nice. Okay, so we need this. Okay, so we're gonna have our, so you can get that data. I'll name this session 2. There we go. Okay, so session 2. Okay, so we're gonna start. So of course we follow the same procedure. So we're going to import Cargo Hub as usual. Then we're going to import pandas as PD, and then we are going to import OS. So that's the beginning point. You can all have that. I can see I have an error, which I'm going to fix with you. Okay, nice. Yeah, someone is in. What is it saying? Module cargo hub. Okay, it's not found. Okay. There are so many ways to fix this, but I'm looking at it. Why are you giving me this? No module named cargo hub. Okay, so when you get such a thing, I told you, you can do pip install obviously, but then wanna do this with you like this. Then we come here. I wonder why I wrote that, because I already have it. Okay, so we run that. Okay. Okay, so I already have it. I don't know why it is screaming for me. So don't worry, I'll do this. Okay, I'll give it a second and see whether it screams, but I don't see it screaming. Okay, I guess I'm safe. So if you get such an error, you do that and try it out. Okay, so the first procedure we want to do is we want to download what are we? We want to download the stroke prediction data sets. We want to download it. And then after downloading, we wish to handle, let me see, let me come back to this data a little bit. Okay, so if you want to download it, is the Fedesoria or something. So Fedesoria, we want to handle this data set. Fedesoriano. It sounds to be Italiano. We want to handle that data set. Okay. Okay, so we want to handle that. So remember what we have to do. We have to do the path as we're getting that data. So we get the data from Data Hub or Cargo Hub, sorry. So we want to get it from the dataset store. So download. Yeah. So we want to download. So download is a function. So we want to download that. Okay, let's see whether it works for us. Okay, yeah, it still screams for me, Cargo Hub. Oh, that's an issue I'm facing now. So I'm gonna use the other method. The other method. It's one I may use now. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to check out something here. Where is it? Your notebook must push panel content. Oh no, sorry. Not that. Okay, see. Okay, a while. So I wanna switch it to come down a little bit. I'll switch it to Anaconda by 3. Yeah, this might work for me. Can I even put it there? Yeah, this one will work for me. I'll put it to that kernel. Okay. Still screams.
So can we install it again using
Yeah,
Cargo Hub?
yeah, we can. I'm just looking at a few alternative ways. I'm looking at some alternative ways. Then after I'll do the one I believe connect to existing kernel. For session 1 and connect to this kernel. Let me see. The one for session 1 worked, I remember. Yeah, okay. I think the one for session 1 worked. Yeah, it has worked. So I've connected to this Conda environment, you know. Okay, so I think we are good. It's extracting the data. It's extracting the data. Okay, so okay, I'll basically proceed. So we've gotten our data. So we want to locate the file to be sure it has downloaded. So we can have a variable called files. So we tap into our operating system and list there directory path for the data. Okay. I keep on running this so that I'm sure I don't have any issue. So we can now use the printf method. So let's check the files that are to be found within there. And we want to capture the files. Okay. There we go. So you can see our health data set, stroke data is there, is available. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're together. All right. Okay, there's some comments I need to check out. Okay. Okay, Alvin was explaining the blood flow to the brain is interrupted. Thus, the brain receives little resources, oxygen, and nutrients, leading to some brain cells non-functioning stroke. Amazing. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's now great that at least people can relate with this, and that's very important, especially when learning such subjects. Let's move on. At least I have confidence. You can keep commenting if you wish to as we proceed. Okay, so we've managed to trace our path from our operating system. Everything is good. Now we can load the data. We can now move and we can now load the data. Can use CSV path to our CSV file. So we look into the operating system. We check the path with that. So we want to run a join. And now we go to the path that we specified here, which has the data. And then we can locate the health I'd love to copy it. It's saved as this. Okay. When I get that data over there. Okay. Just checking whether I don't have any issue. So we can do EF to get the data frames. We use the pandas to read the file, which is a CSV file. And we want to read this path there. Okay, it's gonna load. Okay, so that's working for me. I think I've seen a comment from Alan saying I used the other method of fast downloading the file from Cargo. Amazing. Hope it worked, Alan. If it worked, then that's a step ahead. You know, that's a step ahead. I'm highly impressed that worked for you. Okay. So you can keep commenting in the chat. I keep reading the chat as we're moving forward. Reading the chat as well. Okay, so so we've done that. We've done that. As we've done that, actually, I think I'm loving these sessions. I might end up even putting up some more sessions, even after this kind of trainings. I might be forced because I'm loving these sessions. Yeah. Okay, let's proceed. Sorry about my texting. I just multitask. Okay, load data. So we've loaded the data up to there. So let's do a success check. Let's do a success check. Let's do a success check. How do we do a success check? So we want to print. We need to print it. So let me do a header. Let me put a header. This means next line. Okay. So health. Health data loaded successfully. Okay. Health data loaded successfully. Yes, I'll have that header and then I'll just do data frame.head. Okay. Yeah, so you can see all this data. So you can see we have ID age. So in age, in gender, we're having male and female category. Age, people are of different age groups. Let me put here 10. Run again. Okay, see age groups, hypertension, 0, 1, 1, 1. Heart disease, 1, 0, 0. So some people have heart disease. Ever married? Yes, yeah, people are married here. Someone is not married here. Someone is, let me see. This is 69. This person is single. Someone should go for them. Single, but he's 69. We need to check whether the person is rich. I know I'm joking in these words. Urban glucose levels. Go deeper. Glucose levels, BMI, smoking status. So in most cases in the industry, if you're analyzing such data and you are with a doctor, you can easily ask them what certain things mean, like BMI. What does it mean? Is this fine? Is this not fine? You know. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so you can look at that data the way you want to, you can go deeper into it so that you can find out more stuff. Okay, so we are going to, so we need to understand the different medical features. We need to understand the different medical features. So let me put, say, medical features. Let me do R, biomarkers, or what we may call the risk factors. Okay, so okay, so here we want to look at different features. So we want to look at, for example, say the ID. Now, this is a unique identifier, this ID over here. It's a unique identifier. It's actually not useful for prediction at all. We don't need it for prediction. It's a unique identifier. Okay. Okay, so we have gender. If you look at gender over here, like I mentioned, male and female, there should be something like other, because some people are not male and some people are not female. Anyway, if you look at age, the age group, this is a crucial factor. And when you look at, if you read deeper into stroke, then you realize that stroke risk usually increases with age, and that's a very big factor. Then if you look into hypertension, in hypertension, we are seeing 0. Now, this means that there is no heart disease. Where we see 1, that means there is a heart disease when it comes to hypertension. Okay. No, I didn't get that right. Since we have heart disease over here. So 1 means we have heart disease, 0 means we don't have heart disease. Hypertension, 0 should mean that the person doesn't have high blood pressure. Yeah. And then 1, the person has high blood pressure. That is for hypertension. And then we can go down to ever married. Ever married, you can see that's self-explanatory. Work type and residence type, those are just socioeconomic factors. And then if we go to average glucose level, then that is average blood sugar level. Then when we go to BMI, this is body mass index, basically. So that is weight and weight ratio, body mass index. And then when you go to smoking status, that is formerly smoked, never smoked, smokes, or unknown. And then lastly, when you go to the stroke, that is the target variable, 1 if they had a stroke, and 0 if they've not had a stroke. Okay. So just like the doctors do check your vitals, basically, the data scientist checks the data sets vitals. And that's what we're going to do next. So what we're going to do, we're going to check how big, I say, how big is the patient group? How big is our patient group? Okay, let's see how big that is. So DF, we check the shape. Okay. And then patients and shape. So let's see. So data dimensions, we have 5,110 patients. So this is a check for the data shape for the patients available and 12 features in the data. So that's what we have. Okay. So basically shape, if you're checking shape over here, it helps you find that. Okay. So now next we need to check the missing records. If there are any missing records, I'm actually getting tired already. Check for the missing. I had a very long trip. Records. So we're gonna have to print. You check the missing values. Yeah. So this is just a header, as you know. Now you learn how to make headers. Now we can use our print. Df dot is now function dot sum function. Okay. Okay, so it's screaming on check here because I was supposed to have that. All right, so you can see there. So BMI, it is showing us 2 or 1 over there. Okay, so let's basically check the data types. Okay, check the data types. Okay, so we're gonna do a print. Categorical versus numerical. Okay, so we have those data types. That was a header basically, but then I'm supposed to put print the df dot d types. Okay. Yeah, so these are the data types, categorical versus the numerical. You can see them. Of course, they're not like on this other side indented well, but that is the type. Okay. So what we are having Okay, what we are having here, we are having the missing values. Now, when I come back up here, you notice over here, the moment we run our command for missing values, notice that the BMI, it has 201 missing values, or what you may say missing rows, basically. So if a patient's BMI is missing, can we just delete them, or should we fill it with the average BMI? Now, deleting patients' data might bias our results if you look at the BMI over here. So you can even see this. So it might bias our results at the end of the day, So you need to think of how you're going to deal with that. Then when you look at the categorical data, here, you can notice gender. If you look at gender over here, I was looking at it before. It's failing to mark itself. If you look at gender, if you look at gender over there, and also if you look at, smoking status over here, they are objects. The data type, it's object. So computers cannot calculate the square root of smokes, So we will eventually need to turn these words into numbers for better calculation. Okay, so we can now describe our data. I can call this. Thank you. Okay, so if you do describing, so that's what you're gonna get. So now I've described a lot about this data. I'll simply move. So when you do description of this data, for example, if you look at age column over there, if you look at for example, the mean over here, and also the max over here down, is there a 1-year-old in the data? If you to look at this very carefully, is there a 1-year-old in the data? Yes. So this tells us the data set includes children. If you look very carefully, there is a 1-year-old in here. So those are some of the small nitty-gritties that you need to go deeper into. Still, okay, if you look at the average glucose level over here, and then if you look at max over here, of the average glucose level, a glucose level of 271 is very high. This is the diabetic range, basically, over here. So there's a lot you can pick out from data, but of course you need to understand data deeper for you to pick out things, Okay, so let's look at a stroke target. Let's do a print df. Let's try to target stroke, for example. Okay. Let's look at the values and the stroke, and let's do the counts, normalize. True. Okay. C. All right. Now, when you look at this, okay, this here, you will see that roughly 95%, of people did not have a stroke, and only just 5%, because if you round off this 4.87, you're gonna get 5. This is about 5% only had a stroke over here. So if we build a model that just says no stroke every time, it will be 95% accurate. But it will be a deadly model because it fails to catch the 5% who actually need help. at the end of the day. So you can see how you can reason out such, you know. Okay. So that's it. Any question? Any question at this level? Did you guys get confused along the way? Yep.
So we
Okay,
are
Alan. Yeah, Alan, you have your hand up. I just saw it here.
Excuse me, sir. Can you please repeat this other that same step you have just brought on on cell statistics?
The last step?
Yes.
You mean the explanation of these?
Yes, sir. The explanation of that.
Ah, okay. So basically, I've basically focused on the stroke because this is the main intention of the entire kind of data analysis. You can see we have the stroke over here, over there, the stroke. And this data is about the stroke data. People who have stroke and those who don't have data. Sorry, those who don't have stroke. And okay, basically, if I'm to just explain this a little bit further, of so that you get it clearly, we are basically looking at the stroke prediction data, basically. However, we are looking at predicting if a patient is likely to get a stroke based on different parameters. So we are looking at a parameter of gender. Can gender influence someone getting stroke? I don't think so. Age, yeah, fairly, like I mentioned, age, that's true. The more you age, various diseases, and smoking status. And those are the different data that you see here collected from people or from the hospital. That's the data that was collected to help determine stroke or no stroke. However, still, when you look deeper into this data for people that smoke, who have a heart disease, at the end of the day, are we seeing that they have stroke? At what age are they? So that's the deep kind of analysis that, okay, do you smoke? You don't smoke? Do you have high blood pressure? You don't have it, but then do you have stroke at the end of the day? Now, when we went deeper into the analysis of the data, we discovered several different things, basically. So at the end of the day, coming down to the question you raised over here, we've discovered, as you can see, that roughly 95%, because zero means no stroke, according to our data. So 95% of the data that was collected, these people do not have a stroke. And it's only 5%, I've basically rounded off the 4.87 to 5. Only 5% do have stroke. And I was saying that if we build a model and this model says no stroke, because 95% is some good accuracy up there. It's above the threshold. So 95% is accurate. If you have a model that is on 95%, it's going to show that it's accurate. However, that is dangerous because it's going to ignore the 5%, you know? So that's how most of the models create that bit of bias at the end of the day because of that generalization, basically. 95%, it generalizes that this is very, very fine. But the truth is, it's not very, very fine. Yeah. So there was another question, I think. Someone raised up the hand.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Does that mean that now when we are to build a model, we are supposed to build a model that shows both those ones who have who have stroke and those ones who do not have, right?
Yes, you're supposed to look at both categories. Now, like a data scientist, you've understood that, yes, if you build a model, yes, it would show that 95% high accuracy. But then for you, you've already identified there is a 5%, where they have stroke. Now, you need to go deeper into the different rows and columns of the 5% and find out why do they have stroke until when you find that parameter that influences stroke itself. You may find that as maybe people focus on growing old age and all that, but then stroke is being caused by smoking. And the 5%, according to the data, all of them smoke, and the 95% data shows that no one actually smokes. So you can easily justify and be like, I think this is something, this is what we found that the other 95% does not have and the 5 does. And I think this is what is maybe making them get the stroke, given them having other conditions like heart disease or whatever. So you need to go deeper to answer you. Thank you for that. Jonas said, for sure, sir, I'm totally lost. Yeah, I love that. I love that. It makes me happy. Not because you're lost, but the way it's typed. Any other question? I'm really extremely tired. I can't proceed. I would wish to even go back and repeat everything, but I think my energy is out. I'll leave you guys to practice more of this. I'll upload this session still as well today, I think. Since I have time, we don't have afternoon session. I'm going to just rest a bit and then I upload the others missing. And I hope this session has been good. Give me feedback, Rachel.
I'm asking,
Yeah.
is it possible we use
Mm.
another health data set to do more practice on that? Or we are supposed to use that very one you've used?
No, you what you do, you can rewatch the video and you first do what I've done. Then after you find any other health data set and then you use it. And remember, the guys of data science, I gave you homework, the physical team. You need now the homework for the online team, it is the same. I want you to find any data set, but falling within a certain industry, say health, edtech, fintech. And I want you to do a full data analysis of that particular data, pull out insights, and be able to discuss it in depth the way I'm teaching. Show us the findings and take it up to visualizations, show us the graphs. I don't want you to just copy and paste from AI. I want you to understand what you're doing. And that's how these sessions are going to be worth it for you, because you paid for these sessions. So it should be worth it. It shouldn't be copied just from AI. AI can guide you as you ask it questions, just like you see that for whatever error we get, we check it out, we get it, we put it back. We would simply use AI and it gives us everything. But that's not learning. Yeah. So please. Okay, that's fine. So you can use any other data set after you've learned, so that you can follow the same procedure. However, you can see that you need to understand the data very well, like the BMI, the ETC. So the more you understand the data, the easy you're going to think of insights here and there, and then you'll be able to trick it rightfully, and then you get things out. Okay. Any other? Naseje? Oh, nice. Nankanja?
Just a question.
Yes, Madit.
Yeah, I know this section is basically helping rely on data science student, but for some of us who are doing web development and we do attend this section, you said
Yeah.
that you give the physical student an assignment, but I don't know, are we gonna be as a web development guys? Are we gonna be credited based on this section as well, or?
For web development, these sessions are basically part of the internship. You can put them in your logbooks as well. You're supposed to learn this as a software person. Basically, me, I'm a software engineer as well. I'm a data engineer and AI engineer. So if you look at the path to where a software engineer is supposed to be, the moment you develop a web application and you've completed developing it, the next thing you're going to now be dealing with data, pulling data from different sources, performing data analysis, and displaying visualizations in different dashboards. So yes, this session is part of what you're supposed to.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question, guys, before I get off? Because I may not even have time with my phone, so I can answer any other queries. Are we good? Okay. Can see 25 people. Vanessa says yes. Let me look and see whether there are people missing. Okay. I see 25 people. That means I'm missing about 10, 30, 15, like 15 or 10 people missing on the call today. Okay. Engineer BFG. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. I'm going to be uploading more videos, these videos on the channel. Okay, someone raised their hand. If you raise the hand, simply speak, please. I'm gonna hear you. Simply speak.
Thank you very much for today's
All right.
session. So,
Yeah, so
I'd like to know for those who are mostly focused on web development. So, as far as data science is concerned, we also come up with that work if that task is given us to be complete. Thank you.
yes, like I mentioned previously, I want you to practice these sessions. Okay, I'm not asking you, the software guys, to come up with another data set and all that. No, I want you
Yeah.
to have these sessions covered in your logbooks, and you should know what I've done. However, the
Okay.
other task for looking out for a data set in the different industry stack sector, no, that's for the data science group, because they have to present their projects at the end of the day and describe, and I'm going to base on those projects to award them marks.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Okay, any other person? All right. Please make sure I've answered your question, because I know how bad I am with the mobile phone. So this is to gift us with extra knowledge. Yeah, Alvin, that's true. That's to gift you with extra knowledge, because the industry is crazy today. You see me surviving, and you see me on market today. It's because I'm unstoppable. And what makes me unstoppable? It's because I'm all round. I'm really all round. Anything you talk about, I'll be there. Even if you speak about Web3, I can switch right now, and we develop a full stack application of Web3, and I can describe all the history. But the thing is, what made me go to be all round, it's data, because I know it's data that moves in all these different applications. Even if it's cybersecurity, it is data. So the moment you master data, you're unstoppable. You're unstoppable. These web things, you can learn them. You are 100% unstoppable. And you can master anything today. The other thing is the principles, the technologies, and all that, but master data, you're unstoppable. Yeah. So that's it, guys. I'll upload the session. Have a beautiful afternoon to come. Bye bye.